Today I'm going to experiment with some water, some methylated spirits, and some oil and some food dye. First thing I'll do, I'm going to put some water in our glass, and then I'm going to put some methylated spirits, approximately the same quantity. Now, I believe methylated spirits has a density approximately 0.8 grams per cubic centimetre, while water, as you probably know, has a density of 1. So when you blend the two together, approximately equal quantities, you'd expect the density to be 0.5. So we'll give this a little stir so it's thoroughly mixed together. Then we'll get some olive oil. Now, vegetable oils generally, the density is around 0.9, but each oil is different, and this particular olive oil, I'm not quite sure exactly its density, but something interesting will happen when we put a spoonful of oil into our water and alcohol mixture. So I'm just going to try one spoonful. So you can see the oil is floating on top of our oil, of our alcohol and water mixture, which is interesting, but well, if we look at it from the side, it's not quite true to say it's floating on top. If you look at it from the side, you'll see that in fact most of the oil is underneath the water. Okay, now maybe it's a little difficult to see that, so what I think we'll do is we'll get a spoonful of olive oil, pop it in here, then I'll add just a drop of food dye and stir it up. I think the red is a nice colour. Let's give that a stir. See, looking at any interesting habits. Well, in fact, it's certainly more visible now. It's not doing quite what we expected, is it? For some mysterious reason. But oh well, in science some things don't always go as you expect, so you carry on with your experimenting. So we've got some rather spotty oil now, certainly be more visible. Pop that in there. And you'll see that we've got our spotty oil drops floating on the surface, and we've also got a large round drop of pure olive oil. And rather interesting, it does appear that there's a bubble of air, or there's some kind of a bubble. Now something else rather strange is happening. Look at this. Make it close up. Wow, something strange is happening here. Strange and unexpected.
is it, Dad?
We're doing an experiment here. Come over this side and have a look at it. We've got some drops of oil with some food dye mixed in the oil.
And what's that sparkling?
Oh, I'm shining a light on
Let me try.
it.
I don't know what's that red stuff.
I put some of this ink. It's like ink. It's called food dye, and I mixed it with the oil.
And what happened?
Well, I think what happened, all the
Is this a mixer cup you supposed to put in?
that's a measuring cup. All the food dye is coming out of the oil and is going into the water.
What's this yellow thing?
That's oil, olive oil. Well, let's just carry on experimenting and see what happens when I give this mixture a bit of a stir.
Maybe
I'll leave that oil there for a moment. I'm going to stir up my oil and water mixture.
And what do we do?
Well, we're going to watch and see what happens. What can you see happening in there?
I can see red, round and light gold.
Ah,
I can see gold.
they look golden coloured, huh?
Yeah.
And shiny.
Daddy, do you like this experiment?
It's interesting. And there's lots of tiny things moving around in a circle.
It's called bubble circle.
They look like tiny bubbles, but they're actually drops of oil floating in this liquid.
And the bubbles are turning into slime.
There is maybe a few air bubbles there.
Look, Dada, look at
Only
the top.
bubbles of oil.
Dada, what about some oil of this?
Lots of oil drops on top. That's very interesting. Why don't we see what happens?
Well, what if you put this more oil?
What can we do? What could we do to make this interesting? Why don't we put a drop of water in this one?
Alright.
I wonder what happens when you put a drop of water in...
Let me. Alright. Those are not helping. We need some more oil.
More oil, do you think? Well, what exactly is going on there? It's a bit hard to see, isn't it?
It's a bubble.
I'll pour it all back into this one and see what it looks like. Can you see what's happening?
Now, Dada, let's mix it.
Well,
Can we mix it?
we can mix it. Why not?
There's the spoon.
There's a spoon. I'll get you a clean spoon, I think.
Where's the spoon?
Yeah.
Now I can stir this up.
Put some light on the side.
Yeah.
And stir that up. What's happening to the oil, do you think? Which is on top, the oil or the water?
Maybe the water.
Do you think the water?
Look, Dada, when I stir it, it looks like something.
Something interesting, yeah. Okay.
I can't pick this up.
Mm.
It's really hard to pick it up.
Okay. Well, we've got this one. We'll give this one another stir.
What?
Not much is happening here. Sometimes in science you have to be patient and sit and wait for a while till something interesting happens.
Something is happening.
What exactly is happening there?
Actually, there's silver under it.
Looks like a silvery colour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The light is reflecting off those drops of oil. Drops of
check.
oil are floating on top.
I got another.
We'll give it another little stir and see what happens.
Oh, no, that's enough.
Alright.
Oh dear, it's more, a lot of bubbles now.
There's bubbles of it.